Now, I'm gonna confess to a cardinal sin. I haven't really watched Indiana Jones. I know. I've only seen the first and the fourth movie, and it's been a long time since I last saw them. I remember the first one being really fun though, and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, well, being less fun. But I think this also gives me a unique perspective on these sets. I'm not coming from a die-hard fan perspective. Today, I'll give you the I just watched a movie I thought was fun and now I want to get a Lego set from it perspective. Now, no one from that view will get the most expensive set instantly. They'll get one of the cheaper ones, like for example, the Fighter Plane Chase. Now, as I said, I haven't watched the second and third movie. I know the set is based off The Last Crusade, which is the third, but that's pretty much all I know. I assume the bad guys are 1930s and 40s Germans, don't want to get shut down by YouTube just yet, and just seeing a historical plane in Lego is cool. The box art is absolutely stellar, by the way. I love all the colors, and the printing in the style of some ancient temple looks so sick. The orange works great with the rest of the colors, and overall, it showcases the set very well. I'm excited for this to be my first Indiana Jones set, because as much as I love Star Wars, a few more reality-grounded sets won't hurt either. Just from first impressions, it looks amazing, and you know what, let's just get right into it with this set's minifigures. Here we have our three minifigures, namely Indiana Jones, his father Dr. Henry Jones, and a Nazi pilot. I think for a retail price of $35, this is a great minifigure selection. I also find it to be funny that Lego has always shied away from controversial IPs, like the Osprey for example, but then makes straight up Nazi minifigs. But of course, the main focus on this line is on Indy, and he looks stellar. Lego has always managed to capture Harrison Ford's likeness, and this one hits the nail on the head. The stubble together with a little smirk meshes him so well and is a massive improvement over the original one. They also decided to give him a new dual molded head-hair combo piece through which he finally doesn't look bald anymore. Otherwise, he's really detailed and it matches the classic Indy look so well, like I would recognize this guy from a mile away, and I'm no Indiana Jones fan as I just said. The torso looks literally perfect and the legs might not be the most out of this world, but things like the belt really add a lot. But Lego also gave us another figure carrying the name Jones, that being Dr. Henry Jones. This figure looks really cool despite missing leg printing. It's super detailed apart from that though, and the torso is again the coolest I've seen in a while. The jacket over the vest over the white shirt gives it so many layers, and the tie is just the cherry on top. I don't think the face though captures Sean Connery's look that great. The face is really good, don't get me wrong, but he looks a little too wise in my opinion. Sean Connery didn't actually look that old, but details like the golden glasses are great anyways. I have to say though, I hate the hat. I know it's accurate and it looks good, but God, is it a pain to put on. But if we're already talking about pain, let's talk about the last figure, the Nazi. It's a pretty empty figure consisting entirely of light beige with some small details. The legs are plain and there's some wrinkles and a little zipper printed into the torso, but that's already about it. I like the helmet, but it's really nothing to write home about, but I feel like this figure also didn't need to be overly detailed. It's fun the simplistic way it is, especially since you won't see a lot of it once you put him and the rest of the figures into the two vehicles making up the build of this set. Now, even though I haven't seen The Last Crusade, this might be one of my favorite set compositions ever. Getting two opposing vehicles we don't really see in Lego that are still grounded in reality for $35 might be the most positively outrageous thing I've ever heard. I love getting out there things in Lego form, and getting an old 40s car with a Nazi jet is probably as out there as it gets. The most generic thing the set has to offer is probably still its little set piece. We've got a little sign pointing to Berlin with this sign signaling that a tunnel is right ahead. Now I know that the chase scene in the movie ends in a tunnel, but I don't know what the Berlin sign means here. The whole thing gives you an idea of where this happens though, so you know everything's going down in some kind of desert and not in a city for example. Navigating that desert are Indy and his dad in a Citroën 11 Leger Cabriolet. That's at least what Google says. I just gotta say I love this car. It's not some over the top kind of stuff, just a simple, good looking car. It's also 8 studs wide, which is how all Lego cars should be made. City, Creator and Speed Champions pushed the 46 stud wide agenda for way too long, and I'm so happy we're moving away from that because these new ones just look so much better. The color palette on the car also looks great, and the overall design is really sleek. There's only 2 stickers in total and it gives you more than enough space for your 2 minifigures. I also like that they kept the car relatively flat so it doesn't feel too overwhelming and as previously mentioned, unrealistic. In the back you get a chest with an umbrella and a little revolver as well as a briefcase. Overall, I just love this car. One of my favorites out there for sure, and also easily integrable into a city setting. chasing these guys in the movie is a fighter plane called the Pilatus P2. Let's get the elephant out of the room. The jet doesn't really look like its movie counterpart. This is due to two reasons. Number one being this is a straight up Nazi fighter. In universe, the fin of the plane is decorated with a swastika and the side has the Wehrmacht logo printed on it. Everyone gets that you can't really put this on a set for 8-year-olds, which is why that isn't my main complaint. My problem is more so the overall shape. I understand that it's a hard shape to accurately capture in Lego form, but it just doesn't match its movie counterpart. The wings are too short and the main body is too round. If we ignore accuracy though, this is a really nice plane. The colors look great and it's got nice proportions. The new star shooters blend in well and the sticker detail of the light camo looks great. What really pisses me off though is the windshield. Don't get me wrong, the use of the half cylinder is brilliant, but if Lego ever wants me to put another sticker on a windshield, I'm gonna go scorched earth. Mine's got a bunch of air pockets now, and please Lego, if you can only print one kind of piece, let it be windshields. Taking the thing off is relatively easy and our pilot has got more than enough space in here for you to put the cockpit back on with no problem. Now in the movie the plane loses both wings when entering the previously mentioned tunnel and Lego included that feature as well. By simply pushing down on the wings you can take both of them off and all that remains are little fires underneath them. You can also see the little landing gear now, which I wish was retractable, but oh well, can't have everything. And speaking of everything, I've pretty much covered the entire set now, so let's get on to the final verdict. I feel like it's become pretty obvious that I love the set. I'm not even a fan of the movies and this might just be my favorite 2023 set so far. So go buy it, or wait until next time to hear my take on the Escape from the Lost Tomb because I bought that set as well. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed and until next time, goodbye.